What is the best loophole that you've ever found? Little community center / arcade where I used to live as a kid had an air hockey table in the back room. Somebody figured out that if you jimmy the coin slot in just the right way, you could get an extra 3 to 4 games out of 1/4 until the thing was fully pressed in, and you'd have to put in a new one. None of us had much money, so this was a lifesaver. The employees didn't really care, because what money we did have was typically spent at the snack bar, so they made money off us anyway. I kind of miss that place. They always had fresh watermelon for free for kids who had absolutely no money, so nobody would feel left out. Upvoted for good sentiments. Local radio station had a contest where you call in when they play same artist back to back to win a prize. Turns out they had a now playing and up next feature on their website. My girlfriend at the time would start calling in before the second song even came on. Won tons of prizes ranging from concert tickets to a laptop. Plot twist, the radio station totally knew about this, and they were trying to drive more traffic to their website so they would get more ad revenue. My college campus had a cafe with deli and salad bar. The deli sandwiches were way overpriced, like $8 for a standard turkey sandwich. But the salad bar was very reasonable. Subsidized to promote healthy eating, so I found that the salad bar had all the same ingredients as the sandwiches. The meat was just shredded. The deli would sell slices of bread for $0, 25 each. So I would just buy the bread, load up and weigh my salad and grab some free mayo and mustard packets, then build my own sandwiches for under $2. Use that trick for my last 2 years. What college expects that students will buy $8 sandwiches? Private ones. Back in the 90s, Drive Pepper ran a promotion where you could win stuff from the bottle caps, including a free Drive Pepper. You just paid for the new soda with the winning bottle cap. I learned that you could look up the bottle and barely read what was written on the inside of the cap. I bought one Drive Pepper and continued to win maybe 30 or so more Drive Peppers. As a teen, an unlimited supply of soda was amazing. Joke's on you, now you have type 2 diabetes. My brother once yelled last one to jump in the pool is gay, and then jumped into the pool. However, I figured out that if I did not jump in, then technically he would be the last one in the pool, and he is still gay to this day. Boom. Roasted. Not very impressive, but at my high school we had to wear a button down and a tie to class every day. One of the kids realized that they never specified what kind of button down it had to be, so he wore a Hawaiian shirt to class with a tie. Technically it met the dress code, so it stuck. Pretty soon most of the school started wearing Hawaiian shirts with ties to class. We looked like a bunch of ridiculous Jimmy Buffett Goes Mormon types, but it was worth it to spite the system. They changed the rule to ban Hawaiian shirts a week later. Just Hawaiian shirts. Sounds like you need to just find the next funny button up then. Obvious choice is the cheap silky button ups with Dragon Ball Z characters, dragons, skulls, flames, flaming skulls, flaming 8 balls, skulls with an 8 ball in the mouth, etc. I still use the loophole of jumping on a shuttle bus out of lax to a parking garage / or hotel. Yes, and then calling an Uber / Lyft from there to avoid the airport prices. Brings the ride home down to $10 from $40. I do this in New York City. I take the air train to the free stop at the parking lots and call an Uber there. Half the price, double the happiness. My former workplace would tell us every Monday that we had to work overtime Saturday, then often cancel overtime at the last minute. That way they didn't have to give us the minimum 24 hours notice of mandatory overtime, and they could take as long as they wanted to decide if they needed us. They also got to play it off like they were doing us a favor by giving us our weekend back. It was a dick move, but it was certainly effective. Had an employer who would subtract break hours from your pay, regardless of how many hours you worked, or if you even took a break. So if you worked 40 hours / 5 shifts, you'd get a paycheck for 35 hours. Worked 44 hours / 5 shifts, get a paycheck for 39 hours. I found the loophole was to work 39 hours, because they won't subtract the 5 hours from you until you hit 40. That is straight up wage theft, and it's super illegal. I hope they get fined to hell AMD back for that. They used to have a promotion at Wendy's, probably 6 or 7 years ago, where if you filled a survey out on your receipt you could get free burger. I guess they didn't notice that you could take the survey on the receipt of the free burger and just keep getting free ones. So we would just go after school and chain 5 free burgers after we just bought one. We did that for a few days until they finally caught on and stopped accepting it. Along the same lines, Taco Bell had an online survey you can take and write a code down on the receipt, bring it back, and get a free taco. I did the survey once, found out it's a random 3-digit code, and from then on just wrote random numbers on every receipt to get a taco. If I remember correctly, McDonald's has a buy one get one 4 quarter pounders and breakfast sandwiches for doing a survey, but this is 7 random numbers. Most of the time they didn't even take my old receipt, so I kept reusing that one. Man, I literally went to McDonald's today and had an old receipt and knew it was 7 numbers, but they didn't take it because the last number has to match one of the ones on the receipt. I've been using this for years and today was the day it didn't work. My dad figured out a good one back in the 80s, just like they do now. Back then cable companies would give you a free weekend trial of a premium channel HBO, Cinemax, etc. in an effort to get more people to sign up for those channels and pay more. However, our cable company's method of giving you access to the special channel was to send a signal to your cable box which unlocked the channel. To turn off the channel at the end of the free trial, another signal was sent. My dad figured out that the signal to lock it was only sent for a short period of time, so before the end of the free weekend, he would unplug the cable box and then plug it back up the next day. Since the box never got the signal, we would have a free premium channel for a while. Usually after a month or 2 it would get shut off, so we'd have to wait for the next free trial weekend. Our old cable company back in the early 2000s used our dial-up internet to verify PPV purchases. You'd order a movie and overnight it would transmit the purchase log back to headquarters. Thing is, you could order movies all day and they'd immediately play. As long as the phone jack in the back of the box had a cable in, it would play the movie and send the data back to HQ at like 4:30 AM. If you disconnected the cable from the box, it would tell you to reinsert it. It never did connection checks, so you could snip the cable and leave it inserted in the box. I didn't find this loophole, but my friend did. A few years back, an online store had this promotion where whoever spent the most money over a month would get free round-trip airplane tickets to anywhere in the world. My friend Hossa Ducking Genius found that one thing you could buy on the site was a gift certificate. So he bought a $25 gift certificate and kept spending it on another $25 gift certificate. So he ended up spending $25 on round-trip tickets to Australia. I did this on Threadless.com like 14 years ago or so. I don't remember the specifics, but you got bonus credit for purchases, which worked with gift cards. I exploited it to get enough credit to get a bunch of shirts for free. Not as exciting as plane tickets, but I still felt like a mastermind. God, I did that for years until they caught on and shut down my accounts. So many t-shirts. RIP 2005. In 3rd grade, our teacher had to leave the room for some kind of emergency and left one of the students in charge, the teacher's pet, of course. The teacher said that we were not allowed to talk, and if we did, we would have to write 100 times "I will not talk in class when instructed not to," or something like that. Well, my friend and I were bored, so we started writing out the punishment, and when we were finished, proceeded to talk to each other until the teacher returned. The student left in charge wasn't sure what to do. It was hilarious. During senior year at my high school, we had a baby photo contest. The contest had a bunch of rules about the photo you could submit, but none of them said that the baby had to be you. I submitted a baby picture I found on Google and won best dressed baby. Back in the day, 2 5-piece chicken nuggets at Burger King cost less than a single 8-piece chicken nuggets. Me and those 2 extra nuggets were laughing all the way to the piggy bank. Back in the 1960s, the school district in my hometown was broken up and absorbed into the surrounding districts. Fast forward to 2003, in applying to colleges, I discovered that there is a scholarship fund for people living in that old district's area. The district is gone, but the scholarship still exists. I applied and got the scholarship. I don't think there were any other applicants. A lot of scholarships never get awarded or only have 1 or 2 applicants. Always good to search out as many as possible. That you can jiggle the handle of certain gumball machines to get free gumballs. This happened to me once as a kid and this caused me to physically assault any gumball machine I ever came in contact with for next couple of years. I used to get the train from Liverpool to Manchester every day. The fares were extortionate. £15 a day. Instead, it'd get a 30-day return on Monday in Liverpool, £20. Then on the way home it'd get another 30-day return in Manchester, £20. As long as the return tickets never got stamped, it'd reuse them, so I always had a valid ticket to travel. It helped that I was always on the first train, and the guard could not be bothered to check tickets, and on the way home I was on the rush hour train and they couldn't get up the train to check. It saved me thousands. This was before the barriers at most train stations now though, so probably a lot harder to do.